Hey guys, Scott here, and I wanted to talk about the difference between straight swords and great swords now that great swords have been patched. I don't really have like a script for this. I'm just sort of freeballing it here, so I might not transition topics very smoothly. But I just wanted to go over a couple of little points of research that I found and how it affects, the differences between straight swords and great swords. So it used to be that straight swords were like the go-to R1 spammy thing. Even like with a shield, you can get up in someone's face and just control, the whole battle. Great swords couldn't really do that one-handed. In fact, the one-handed moveset of great swords was just not very good at all. It was basically like just a straight sword with just less speed and range and all that stuff. So now two-handed great swords were good, but one-handed was not that great. However, with the change in the Ashes of Ariandel patch, they're actually like almost as fast as straight swords. They have just as much range as straight swords. They cost just about the same amount of stamina as straight swords. You get like one less swing. So I'm trying to figure out what the point of using one-handed straight swords is anymore, because I did a bunch of research, and basically when it comes down to it, great swords are almost identical to straight swords now in terms of, just range and damage and recovery and stamina consumption and things like that. So if you look here, you can see the actual time for the animation to start for damage to register between the straight sword and great sword. The great sword takes 5 frames more to actually deal damage from start, and at 60 FPS, that's less than it's like less than a tenth of a second. And there may be a time where that actually is useful, but I mean that's like on a perfect connection scenario where it's like that. That's such a minor difference to justify like so much less damage. I mean, if you compare to like longsword AR with like 420 versus, like a Black Knight Greatsword AR at like 540, that is a huge difference. And the range now, since the Greatsword's got more forward momentum, is about the same as well. I did a bunch of tests with the Prism Stone to see exactly, where the sparks would end up. And they ended up having pretty much the exact same range. Now, obviously, there are variables, like the broadsword is a very short sword, the Drake Blood is a very short great sword, so, there are variables, but in comparing the regular longsword to, like, the Black Knight sword, they are identical in length in terms of effective attacking range. Now, there are longer longswords, like Goddard's is, I think, the longest straight sword in the game, and that might be a teeny bit longer. But for the most part, it's really minor, and it's not like, it's not a joke to use a one-handed greatsword moveset anymore. And I think greatswords overall might actually have more use, because the two-handed moveset of straight swords is pretty crappy. The only good thing is the stance, which has the really good L2, R2, which is great for roll catching, guard breaking, and all that stuff. That's really good. But the actual two-handed moveset is really bad on straight swords, so two-handed moveset on greatswords is awesome. It's like the best part about it. But you also have the one-handed moveset, which is just like as good as straight swords now. So I'm kind of like trying to find out, is it worth it to even use straight swords one-handed anymore? It's even good for just like R1 spamming. Now, people that are rolling into you, it used to be it was not fast enough to catch people that rolled into your first hit, because they can just roll through the first and second and third. But now if they roll into the first, chances are they're going to get hit by the second. It's like rolling into a straight sword now. So I'm struggling to find the upside to having a straight sword over a great sword now, other than equip load weight. And not to mention, great swords also do more poise damage too, so poise is actually a thing. And it just seems like great swords are just like way more useful now. And this is more of like a discussion video than an actual, informative, other than the data I just showed you. I'm curious what you guys think. Like, do you guys think that actually great swords are just better than straight swords overall now? I think they are. Other than not having the stance L2, R2 from straight swords, I think great swords are now better pretty much in every single way compared to straight swords. One-handed, two-handed, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious what you guys think. I want this to be kind of a discussion video rather than just like a regular, informative one. So I'm curious what you guys think, because I have not used straight swords or great swords very extensively, and I know a lot of you guys have, so I would like to know from people maybe who have used these weapons longer than I have, what you guys think on the matter. But that is it for now, guys. I was just curious. I was just testing around today, and that's what I came up with. So, yeah, let me guys know. Let me know, guys. I'm dyslexic. All right, take it easy, guys. Have a good one.